Hey guys, NCS Fan 001 here, welcoming you to another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, November 4th, 2019. So I believe that this will actually make basically the 1 year anniversary of this series. I think so. I think it's pretty close to that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty close because it was one of the first 2 weeks of November that I started this out last year. So hey, pretty cool with that. Big ups there, I guess. But hey, besides that, you're not here to hear about it being 1 year since I started making these videos. You're here to hear about my trophies from Monday, October 28th through Sunday, November 3rd. So this was a relatively productive week overall, I would say it was. I got a number of trophies and worked on 4 total games. So first off, Far Cry 2. I am currently at about 3,700 more kills. So I made a little bit of progress. I didn't have a whole lot of time to play it this week. I was busy with some other stuff. And I also apologize if you can hear my washing machine and dryer going in the background. I just really need to get that done. But at this point in time, I'm only about 3,700 kills short. I need a lot of kills with the FAL Paratrooper, about 300 with the USAS 12. But that'll finish up those 2 categories, and I've already finished up the Saboteur, so actually, I think I've maybe finished up after that like 4 classes, so making relatively good progress on at least the different classes. Now, still have to do everything with the PKM, the M249, the Eagle 50, and the Carl Gustav or Carl G. Those 4 I still need to do everything with. And the Rebel category is not in that much better shape. I still have to do everything for the Uzi. I still need to get a lot of kills with the LPO 50, which is terrible because it's a flamethrower and it's terrible. Like, it takes way too long to kill anything. The RPG, still have to get a lot of multi-kills, and then still have to do everything for the MGL. So, still got some ways to go on that, but I mean, we'll get there eventually. We're making some progress, and I mean, I'm going to go jump on the game after I finish this video and make a little bit more progress. Probably try to get a couple hundred more kills done, maybe even get the USAS done, or I'll be pretty close to getting it done. But that's going to be a continued thing throughout this week, is to continue trying to get kills, try to get down below 3,000 by the end of the week. That would put me about 2/3 of the way through, which isn't terrible. I mean, we're getting there. Otherwise, for Destiny 2, I made some more progress on my collections badge. I have been... Well, first off, I would like to say thank you to everyone in the comments who pointed out my lack of knowledge, I guess you could say, of the game in general, because turns out there is a way to buy materials for the different planets. You go to Spider in the Tangled... No, not the... Yeah, the Tangled Shore. You go to Spider, and every day he sells different materials at different trading rates, either for Glimmer or for Legendary Shards. But I did not know that, or I think I had seen it before, but maybe forgot about it. I don't know, but regardless, that is a new option for me to be able to get some of the materials I need. But I've also been going ahead and doing just like some of the daily bounties for each of the planets, and just making some progress through that, because I need to get my gear score up anyway, and I'm still below 900, like at least maybe 20 points probably below 900. So I might as well just keep doing the bounties and working my way up that way to get the materials, because it's not that big a deal. It's decently fun enough. I mean, Destiny 2, it's gotten better since it came out. It's not... I'm still not the biggest fan in the world of the game, but it's not the worst thing in the world by any means. And then once I have gotten 10 reward Ingrams from each planet, I will be able to go in and purchase all of the remaining pieces of armor I need for the Destinations badge, the Collections Destination badge for Red War, and that'll be that trophy done. Plus, it's a part of the Triumph Seal, so I can start working on that. I mean, otherwise, for the Triumph Seal, I need to log in every week and do the Heroic Adventure of the week until I get done with all of them. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through all of them. It's probably going to take quite a while. But, you know, it'll be there eventually. It's not terrible. I mean, not the worst game in the world, not the most fun thing in the world either, but, you know, slowly making progress. It'll be done eventually. We'll see. So, along with that, though, for the 2 games I actually earned trophies in this week, the first one is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, in which I have earned the Platinum Trophy. I got a good number of the trophies in these past few days, and I actually got the Platinum Trophy live last Wednesday, which was a lot of fun. Haven't done a live Platinum Trophy in a while, but I got one on Wednesday, and it it was fun. You know, I enjoyed this campaign a lot. This is one of my favorite campaigns in the franchise, especially in the modern era. The trophies that I earned in the past week, this is the very last trophy I earned, Ashes to Ashes, burn 4 enemies with a single Molotov. You can get that in the 4th mission when those 2 helicopters come in to drop off soldiers. That's where I got it at. Then you have Hang Time. This one is apparently glitched for a lot of people. I didn't run into any problems with it, but you have to kill 3 enemies while you're on a ladder. Okay, guys, I ended up having to take like a few minutes break because the machine got so loud I just didn't want to talk over it. It was going to pick up too heavily on the mic. So anyway, Hang Time, this trophy is supposedly glitched for some people. I didn't run into any problems with it, but it's for killing 3 enemies while on different ladders, or on a single ladder if you were to get it that way. It's done in the 10th mission of the game. That's the best time to do it. I don't know what the exact fix is for it, though. Some people have said you actually have to, like, delete your save data and stuff, or something crazy like that. I hope that's not true, because that's just really annoying if you have to. But hey, it wouldn't be an Infinity Ward game without a glitched trophy. Thank you for that thought, Infinite Warfare. This is earned during the very... Oh, wait, never mind. That's not the right trophy. This one is the smoke grenade. That one's done best in the 6th mission when you get 4 smoke grenades to start, and there is an enemy already on his... in Last Stand, basically, during the hospital segment of the 6th mission. So that's the best place to get that one. Then we have the 2 campaign completion trophies. We have completed on any difficulty and completed on veteran or realistic, or realism, I guess it's actually called. This is not difficult. This is one of the easiest veteran campaigns in the franchise. There are only a handful of tougher areas of the game on veteran. The only sort of tougher areas, I remember I had a little bit of trouble with the defensive portion at the beginning of the 8th mission, where you have the super sniper rifle that shoots like 600 meters or whatever, and you have to like aim your shots a little more precisely. That section gave me a little bit of trouble just because I kept getting killed when one of them would toss a Molotov cocktail up on top of the building. And it was mostly my own fault for not thinking, hey, turn around and shoot them as they come up next to you. Why would I not think to do that? I don't know. But then a couple little segments on the 13th mission, which is a stealth mission, were starting to get a little bit annoying, mainly because I got some bad checkpoints. Because that's one of the good things about this game, is that you get so many checkpoints that you never get sent back far if you die. But on occasion, such as in that 13th mission, it can screw you over a little bit if you get a checkpoint at a bad time, like right as an enemy discovers you or something. That can actually end up hurting you and make you have to get lucky and find a creative way out of it. And then the 14th mission, that one was a little tricky, mostly during the section where you play as Alex, just partially because of the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut took me probably about 15 minutes to get past, so yeah. But overall, Veteran is not very difficult. Realism, I believe, just takes away your HUD, so it's really not like any harder in terms of damage and stuff, and you have enough ammo throughout the game that it really doesn't even make a difference. So I'll probably go back and play the game's realism difficulty at some point just to beat it on that and say I did. I'm a little disappointed they didn't do anything with the collateral damage assessments, because with each mission you get a collateral damage assessment, and it's for like not shooting civilians and your friendlies. And I got an A on every mission, sort of like unintentionally, but managed to get it. I wish they had given you something for that, either in the single player or in the multiplayer, or a trophy or whatever. It's something they could have expanded on more that they really didn't take full advantage of, sadly. So yeah, that's a little bit surprising. There's not anything for that. Maybe there will be with like DLC in the future, though. I mean, I'm fine if they don't want to do it. I just kind of wish that they had done a little bit more with it, so it actually felt like it really made a difference. So then we get to the level-specific trophies. This is where we started on these. This is the 5th mission, I believe, Clean House. Clean House is either the 4th or 5th mission. I don't remember exactly, but these 2 trophies, this one's very easy. It's sort of like midway through the mission. This one is a little bit tougher just because it's not even necessarily that it's buggy. It's just very particular about what you have to do, because you have to do it in a very specific order. You can only take your shots like after they pick up a weapon or after Price tells you to drop somebody. That's the only time you can actually shoot. And then of course you have to be careful with not getting hit during it, and you have to be careful with only shooting once per target. It's not that difficult, but it is a little bit more tedious, and I would definitely say do it on Recruit. This one is extremely buggy. Like, I had a lot of problems with this one. It took me forever to get. Like, it took me multiple tries to get it just because the trophy would not pop. And I ended up getting it by shooting out of the window on top of the reading place, and that made it unlock. I don't know why. I don't know why that apparently works. Now, maybe they've patched it by now, because there's been another patch, I think, since I got the Platinum, but regardless, that's just really weird. This is during the 8th mission, both of these are. The APCs are... That's pretty easy. You just have to shoot out 3 tires on each APC. The suicide truck, that one's kind of tough to miss. That one's overall pretty easy. This one's in the 9th mission. You have to kill both soldiers with 1 shot. You have to get them lined up and then only use 1 bullet to kill both of them. So it's not really that hard. It's a little bit luck-based, but it's not too bad. This is in mission 10, getting through the tunnels using only the 1911. This one is not very difficult. As long as you just conserve your ammo, that's the one thing, is you don't get a whole lot of ammo, so you do have to conserve it. But I think I did it on Veteran. Yeah, I actually did that on Veteran, so it's not terrible. Then this one's pretty easy because you can reload a checkpoint if you ever get hit, so it's not really that big a deal. These are both on mission 11, actually, and this one's very easy. You just have to hit a specific button during the interrogation. This one is slightly luck-based as to whether or not you get all the different weapons you need, but you should. You should definitely get it as long as you're looking out for the trophy. This one is pretty easy. This is in mission 13. You have to shut out the power for 4 buildings. You have to do one of them to even progress, and the other 3 are pretty obvious, and it's usually the good idea to do so. This one is another one that's a little bit tedious just because there's a lot of enemies in this mission that you have to kill without being detected pretty much, so it requires a little bit of luck and definitely closely following a guide to do it, but it's still not that bad. I mean, it's probably not really any harder than like getting through, what was the old mission, all gillied up without being detected, so it's not really much worse than that, if worse at all. And then finally, this is during the 14th mission. You have to only use drone strikes. I did this on Veteran. I would not recommend doing this on Veteran. I would recommend doing this one specifically on Recruit because it ended up being a little bit tougher than I expected to do on Veteran. So be a little bit careful with that one. Definitely do this one on Recruit or Regular and focus on beating the mission on Veteran using whatever weapons you want. It definitely makes life a little bit easier. So yeah, that's it for Modern Warfare for the Platinum. Like I said before, it's the fastest and easiest Call of Duty Platinum to date, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's a 3 out of 10. It takes 8 to 10 hours. It's not too bad at all. Now, this trophy, I'm hearing all sorts of different things about. So I've heard all sorts of things about this trophy. Like, some people say it's just glitched and you actually have to complete the special operations, which would be terrible, because that's probably the weakest part of the game. Like, it's terrible. The Spec Ops stuff is terrible right now. It's not really fun at all. It doesn't provide any sort of real replayability or anything. Like, the multiplayer's grown on me since the very first day I played it. I think it's gotten even a little bit better in those few days, and I'm liking it more. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of it compared to like old school Call of Duty, but it's gotten better to me, and it's grown on me some to where I'll definitely go play it some more. But the Spec Ops is not good at all. It shouldn't have even been released with the game if it was going to be in as bad of shape as it kind of is. It's also known to be really glitchy. Now, other statements are saying it is going to be added in later, because it says missions at the end of this, and that's the assumption, is that it's going to be added in later. But I'm not 100% sure about that, nor why they wouldn't have just put that in at release instead of what we got. I mean, at least give us a few Spec Ops missions, even if it's not all of them yet. Give us a few of them or something at least to hold us over while you're working on the rest of it and fixing everything. But overall, like, I'm assuming that those missions won't be too terribly difficult, but the actual special operations are pretty tough. Like, from what I've been hearing, they're actually very difficult. There's only like 4 of them, but they are pretty challenging, to say the least, at least from what I've heard and seen. I haven't actually really played them yet, but I'm not really planning to either. So now you're seeing a new PS4 game popping up on my list with a near platinum trophy unlock. It is Ugly Dolls: An Imperfect Adventure. It has been a little while since I've done a crappy movie tie-in type game like this. Or has it been? I'm trying to think of when the last one I did was. I actually don't know what the last one I did was that was like this. Probably somewhere like 20 or 30 platinums ago. Anyway, these have been kind of seeing a bit of a resurgence in the last few years, if you ask me. Like, I think there's been a lot more of these sort of crappy movie tie-in games in the last, like, year or so compared to what we had in the early years of the PS4. So, this is a very, very easy platinum. I'm actually almost already done with the actual trophies, but I'm only about maybe 2/3 of the way through what I have to do to finish it. So the trophies overall are very, very easy, as with most kids' games. The game it's literally just a bunch of fetch quests. It's not even like a tiny bit of platforming and a tiny bit of puzzle solving, and arguably combat to deal with the robots, even though it's not really combat. But it's extremely simple as a game overall. Although I think that this one might give kids just a little bit more trouble than some of the others because there are like crafting and resource mechanics. As dumb as that sounds, like maybe I'm not giving kids today enough credit. But anyways, it's a very, very easy platinum. You'll get these 2 trophies are each for completing the game. So you have to complete the game twice. That's where a good amount of time comes in. It should have really only been complete the game with one of the 2 characters instead of both, because playing through the game a second time is just pointless. It's not like, again, it's not difficult. It's just going to add an extra like 3 to 4 hours to the platinum time that didn't need to be there. So you'll get all of these trophies through here for completing the first 5 chapters of the game. Then these are basically a 6th and 7th chapter. Pretty much each chapter is find an ugly doll somewhere in the world, do a 1 to 2 fetch quests for them, and you might have to do one other objective and you complete the chapter. And these 2 are basically the same way, except they're going around and helping 5 ugly dolls, each with like 1 to 2 quests that are sometimes a little bit quicker, sometimes a little bit longer. So basically 7 chapters, but it takes like 6 hours probably at most to finish all of the story stuff and the miscellaneous trophies. Pick up 1,000 buttons. This is unmissable. You'll have to have 1,000 buttons in your inventory at once to finish the game. It's the last objective. If you don't get it before then, the buttons are sort of like a currency. You have to craft 10 items. This is unmissable. You're going to easily get that along the way. You're going to get half of this guaranteed just by completing the game. The other half you'll have to do on your own, but you just have to make traps and trap robots in them. It's real simple. Lure 5 into the water. That's pretty easy. There's a number, like, the thing is that each world is randomly generated for each player, so it can be a little bit different for each player, but this one's still easy. Just lure 5 robots into the water over the course of your playthrough and you're fine. They're pretty dumb, so it's not too bad. I think the charging robots also count. Spend 30 seconds in the water. Doesn't have to be 30 straight seconds. You'll just need to use 2 of the inflatable craftable items, so nothing difficult there. Trap 10 in bubbles. That's very easy. Just use the bubble guns to trap 10 robots total throughout your playthrough. Hide in a box for 30 seconds. Again, it can be multiple boxes, so nothing difficult there. This one's pretty much unmissable. That one, yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's unmissable, just scavenging materials. This is a co-op trophy. It does require you to have a second controller, but it only takes a few seconds. It's probably going to be the one I saved for last. Either that one or the other story-related trophy, because those are the only 2 I have left. This is probably the hardest trophy in the game, is to get 5 robots to dance at the same time, and there's another trophy for this one, have 5 enemies chasing you at once. Those 2 are probably the hardest trophies in the game, just because there's not a whole lot of opportunities for it, because eventually the robots tend to give up on chasing you. So my suggestion for this is to get one of the robots that does like the alarm, that will follow you around blowing the alarm, and that makes more of them come after you. And then start throwing down 1 or 2 of the dancing items to get more of them close to you and attract a bunch of them together. You can't get this one until the very end of the game, by the way, until like the end of Chapter 5 or beyond. So you do have to be a little more vigilant of it because it's a little bit later in the game. But it's not difficult as long as you sort of get lucky with it. You have to have a little bit of luck with your setup, but it's not too bad. This one's pretty much unmissable. Just scavenge 20 times in one level, because the level is different in each chapter, so that's annoying. Get knocked back 10 times by the Charger. He'll kill you in 3 hits, so you have to heal yourself after every 2, but not too difficult. Just let him run into you a few times. This one is fairly missable because you don't see this kind of robot very often. They're kind of smaller, but there's an easy chance to get it during the Chapter 6, I believe it is, when you're first going out to help 5 other Ugly Dolls. That's probably the best time to get it, because near where you come out of the tree house or tea house, whatever it's called, near where you come out of it every time on that 6th chapter, there will be some shocky areas, like some shocking things that can shock you. And there's always going to be 1 or 2 of these robots around there, so that's the best time to get it. Get teleported 10 times. Only 1 of the robots can actually do that, but they're a little more common, especially later in the game. I already talked about that one. Flip 10 switches. That one's unmissable. You're going to be doing that along the way. Just spend 30 seconds running around on ice. There's a few times you'll probably have to do that. Use the air vents 10 times. That's pretty much unmissable to look all over the world. A height of 15 meters, I think, is pretty much unmissable. And then this one, use the hover hat for 30 seconds. That one is pretty easy as well. It's just craft the item and use it. So very easy overall platinum. Just haven't quite gotten done with it yet because I just started playing it on Sunday. And I still need to do my full second playthrough of the game. I'm just going to try to speed run it, but it is still going to take like 3 to 4 hours. So yeah, it's just going to take a little time. It's just not the most fun thing in the world, obviously. So with that, level 69, 79%, 17,288 total trophies, 405 platinums, 2,309 golds, 4,444 silvers, 10,130 bronzes. So what am I planning on doing this upcoming week? The main game I'm going to be working on, well, I'm going to finish off the Ugly Dolls game, and I'm going to be working on Far Cry 2 and Destiny 2. That's pretty much the main things I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to hop on Far Cry 2 after I finish this video and at least get another probably 200 kills tonight. So try to get that down to under 3,000 by the end of the week. So unfortunately, this is going to be yet another week with an inconsistent schedule because I'm going to be gone on Friday, Saturday. So yeah, going to be busy and gone those couple days, so won't be able to stream this weekend either. Hopefully that will all be resolved soon enough, like next week for sure. Well, no, not next week for sure either, but next week, most likely I'll be streaming on Friday and on Wednesday. If not, then weeks, and then the week after that's... No, wait, the week after that I know that I should be open, and then like 2 weeks after that is Thanksgiving, which is bit of a different scenario. So we'll see about the whole schedule. I know it's been real wonky. It's gonna be, and it's gonna still be weird for the next like month or so until college football season's pretty much over. So yeah, that's just how it is. Yep, that's really just how it is. But yeah, so going to be finishing off Ugly Dolls, going to be continuing on Destiny 2 and Far Cry 2's multiplayer. Should still be able to stream on Wednesday. Don't know what I'm going to be playing yet, though. Really don't know what I'm going to be playing because I don't have a whole lot of things I want to play at the moment. I'll find something, I'm sure. I'll figure something out. But yeah, that's really going to be it for this week. Like I said, not a whole lot going on this coming week. Not a whole lot of trophies earned this past week. Just finishing off that platinum in Modern Warfare. And I'll continue working on my same games this coming week. Oh, I did just think of one other thing, though. The video for reviewing Platinums number 301 through 400, I'm going to try to record that this week and get to start editing it. So I'm going to try to get that recorded at some point this week. Hopefully have it out within the next couple of weeks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only other thing I really had to say. And I'm not getting Death Stranding on day one because I still don't really understand what the game is. I'll wait, and if it looks really good, I'll probably get it at like Christmas or so. If not, I'll just wait and rent it or something later on down the line. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you this week for at least one stream and some other videos. And yeah, I guess that'll be it. So see you guys then.